I was just having a dream where I had been hired by a very rich couple. I remember the wife more than the husband. As their kind of like, house manager, housekeeper, I guess, but something more assistant or something. And something happened. I was having a Skype talk with someone, or I might have been watching a movie of people having a Skype talk. And I went away and came back in a small gathering with the family and myself to celebrate the signing of my contract. It turned into a big party, but not for me. And suddenly I was sort of on the job. And there was a whole bunch of catering staff there, and a very confused woman, girl really, who was taking care of the garbage and scraping plates and setting up the next thing. And I tried to clear a plate, and the garbage and everything was all together, and it was hard to know where the recycling was supposed to go, and the plastic forks and knives, and is the garbage all here? Where does the food scraps go? She was all flummoxed and kind of, it's all together. And I made some snide remark about how if I had been here when this station was set up, it wouldn't have been this confused. And so I'm trying to fix it. And generally kind of stomping around and grabbing a blue bin and saying, we're going to now use this bag for the plastic forks. It's quite simple. And everyone will scrape the plates, and we'll gather the styrofoam plates and cups here, and then we'll rinse them later. We'll have a recycling household. It's quite simple to do. 1 or 2 extra small steps, but if we're organized, we could do it. And, this kind of general sort of fussing around. And I guess I was just about to wake up, on my way to waking up, because outside of the dream I had this thought about the dream with my more conscious brain. And the thought was, if I'm working for such a fancy, rich family, why the fuck is everyone eating off of styrofoam with plastic cutlery? Why aren't we using real plates? Because if we were using real plates, there wouldn't be a recycling issue. It's your report from the dream world. I've just woken up from having a dream where, it's a terrible dream actually, very frustrating. I come home, it's during the time that my festival's on, so I've just run home to eat and grab something and go back out for another show. And I've come home and there's another festival, some kind of performance festival taking place kind of around the spaces of my building, in the lobbies and in some of the rooms, and it's very, very busy. Also, it's not the regular lobby of where I live. It's like the lobby of my apartment looks like when you arrive to the Cineplex to go to a movie. So, you know, with the big candy counter in the middle, like an island, and many sort of auditoriums and big rooms off this big center island, and then hallways. In fact, it's something like the space where I have a lot of my recurring dreams take place. The dreams where I get lost and I'm running in circles and can't find my way to the door I need to be at. Almost like a ship. At any rate, I arrive home and I need to get to my apartment. My friend was there. She's also trying to get home. And of course, the lobby is blocked off and the ticket box office staff are there. You can't go in there. But I live here, I'm going in here. You can't go in there, you have to have a ticket. You can't pass the desk. I live here, I'm going in here. So I get through layers of free labor and intern security, and I get to my front door, and there's another kind of layer. And then I find out that my front door has been barricaded. And I mean, what's more, it's been barricaded, but it's also been sealed shut because they need the space in front of my front door to store things. And they need that space for the show. So not only do I get home and find out my building's been taken over by some kind of festival, my front door has been sealed, caulked, nailed and caulked shut. And then another fake vestibule has been built on top of that. And inside the door to the fake vestibule, there's a whole bunch of materials that have been dumped there. So I'm screaming, get me who's in charge? Who is in charge? And I'm screaming so loud and so hard, half the words aren't coming out. And they finally get me some woman, Claire or something. She comes over. And I'm screaming at her the injustice of this. She doesn't care. She doesn't care. She actually says to me, I don't care. And I'm screaming at her, I'm gonna have your job, I'm gonna have your job. And she says something like, that's the only reason why I'm making this call. And she's standing there talking on her tiny little phone while I'm taking all of the, I've busted through the first door and I'm grabbing all of the material that's in front of my door and I'm throwing it on the ground. And I'm threatening her that I'm gonna start smashing through my own front door if she doesn't get someone down here right away. And she's just standing there leaning against the wall looking at me. And in my mind, in the dream, I'm considering calling the police. And actually, in my mind, in the dream, I'm thinking about what would be the use of breaking down my own front door? Like it's just gonna, I'm just hurting myself in a way. That's what I'm thinking. And if that isn't a metaphor. And then I woke up.
So just a quick note from the dream world. I've had a dream and it's almost slipped away because I've already started talking about it. I had a dream where I was in someone's backyard, in someone's house, in a backyard on a deck, and well, the dream was kind of two parts, so what I'm remembering more is the second part. But yes, I'm in someone's backyard or on a deck, having a meal, something. And I'm visited, although I want to use the word attacked, it wasn't quite attacked, more visited by a group, at least 30, of flying dogs, just your average mutt-looking dog, who like fly over the property and they land everywhere. They're like birds. Dogs that are like birds. Birds that are like dogs. Proper sized dogs that fly. And I was there by myself. They're knocking things around, they're going in the house, they're eating the steak I prepared on the barbecue. They're friendly, but there's a lot of them, and they're a bit bumbling, and they're flying dogs, so they're kind of everywhere. They're flying through the open windows, landing, coming up to me, and I tell people, and then I tell the people in the house, and then we expect them to return the second night. And I guess the people in the house, now I don't remember, tell me that I tell them that there were flying dogs, and they say, oh, those are limericks. And limericks, and this is the word in my dream, not the word we would use, they said, oh, they're retarded dogs. They're limericks. Oh, right, we know what they are. Those are limericks. So we wait for them the next night, and we set everything up the same way. I made the same steak. We make a kind of diorama almost of how the evening was the night before. But we put up some barricades so that they don't get everywhere and destroy everything. And then, as we're sitting in the darkness on the deck outside waiting for them, I see that one has landed on the upper deck. So they're here. And then we go into the house. And then I wake up